Persona. One of the best JRPG franchises ever made. It's got deep characters, stylish combat, epic stories, and yet every time it's adapted into an anime, it's absolute shit. But why? How can a franchise so loved keep stumbling when it comes to the anime screen? Let's dive into why Persona animes always miss the mark. Let's start with the obvious. Persona is a video game. I know, groundbreaking analysis here. But it's not just any game. It's a game that thrives on its gameplay loops. It's like a delicious sandwich. Combat, social simulation, managing a calendar, and romancing waifus. Take that away, and you're left with what the Persona anime has to offer. Just an anime. And that's what I feel is the biggest problem, because these aspects make it so special, and without all that it just becomes bland. And to be honest, I wouldn't even be mad if they did major changes to make it more interesting as an anime. But they didn't. We were left off with a chicken sandwich without the chicken. So Persona games are 100+ hour long. Easy. How do you cram that into a 24 episode anime? You don't. You skip half the content.
A lot of damage.
Speed through relationships and turn an eradicate story into a PowerPoint.
You used to call me on my cell phone.
You get the anime equivalent of trying to finish a game of Monopoly in 5 minutes. It's rushed, disjointed, and emotionally hollow. And your dad disowned you for bankrupting him. We're missing the daily life stuff, leveling up, the school drama.
This spot is perfect. My highest priority is to be with him at all times.
I've gotta grind up my guts so that I can talk to Takumi.
I was never really into younger guys.
That's the Persona experience as we know. And the anime just says, nah, we're good. And the biggest disappointment that I have towards this is that they just completely skip pretty much every side story. Like literally. If I were them, I would just make the anime longer and actually include the most notable side stories too. But hey, I'm not the one that's making it. And let's talk about the elephant in the room, the silent protagonist. In the games, you are the protagonist, you're making choices, giving input, deciding which waifu, storyline you want to pursue. But in the anime, they give the guy a personality. Yes, a personality. Is it good? It's like they literally kept the silent protagonist but removed the option to choose stuff. Which makes sense as it's an anime, but there's no compensation or change to make it more adaptable to the anime. One of the best parts of Persona games is the sense of tension during battles. Shadows are creepy, boss fights are epic, apart from Okumura, and the stakes feel real. But in the anime, it just kind of falls flat. The danger doesn't feel as immediate, and the shadows, they're just there. And Okumura isn't even that bad. And I can't spam
By the myriad truths.
So what do you think? Is there any hope for a good Persona anime? Or should we just stick to the games?
Chemistry. It is the study of what?
I'm not saying that everything considered Persona animes fail. Some of them are actually decent, I heard. But nonetheless, they will always be worse than the games. ReFantazio is coming out very soon, and I do wonder if it also will get an anime adaptation. Hopefully they won't choke that as well. And hit the subscribe button if you think that Sai's romance route needs to be actually made.